Hey everyone, welcome to the week in DSP. This is for the week of March 16th, 2020. Firing these off back to back since I got a lot of free time after the whole quarantine situation. So after this video, I should be caught up and the March 23rd video should be out on time. This week starts off pretty hard and heavy, and it seems like a lot of the news around the bankruptcy for Philip Burnell revolves around events that happened on Monday. And it was on Monday that the court case was updated with a motion from Midfirst Bank wanting to lift the automatic stay on DSP's bankruptcy, so that way they could continue foreclosing on the Connecticut condo. I believe the point that Midfirst Bank was trying to make in this notion is that with the amount that DSP owes on the condo versus what the condo could potentially sell for really has them upside down on the contract with DSP. So that way, if the debt was just discharged through the bankruptcy, the bank would be severely at a loss. He owed something like $128,000, $129,000 on the Connecticut condo, which is currently only worth $60,000 to $62,000. And Midfirst is making this move because they probably have reasonable expectation or reason to believe that the value of the house could fall even further, especially if DSP is making continual delays on the bankruptcy by skipping the 341 meeting on the 5th, and who knows what's going to happen on the 26th. I will say that there was a little bit of truth in that 1 year ago when Phil said that he was going to stop paying on the Connecticut condo. Well, that seems to be true here, as Midfirst submitted that in their exhibit on requesting a hearing. Speaking of the hearing, it is scheduled for April 10th. Which is just a delicious bit of irony, because guess what April 10th is for DSP? Yes, April 10th, 2020 will be the 1 year anniversary of Mr. and Mrs. Phil and Kat Burnell. So the Connecticut trip to get married and get financial advice from his mom, according to him, which is just don't make payments on it anymore. So he stops doing that, and then he gets foreclosed on. And, I'll declare bankruptcy. That'll save me from the foreclosure. Now Midfirst is now filing and asking for the automatic stay to be lifted. So following more bankruptcy news on the 16th, King County District Court, which is where DSP's 341 meeting was held, they are putting in emergency modifications to the operations, basically meaning unless it's a criminal case and the defendant is in custody, we aren't doing in-person meetings or hearings anymore. So that means Phil's 341 meeting is now going to be held telephonically, and the court documents were updated to reflect that as well. Washington State also issued a similar warning where all bankruptcy courts will be conducted telephonically. Anything that was scheduled between now and April 10th. So DSP's March 26th meeting will be held over the phone. I suspect the April 10th meeting might be held over the phone too, if DSP actually makes a written response to them. He has until April 3rd to submit a response to Midfirst Bank's notion for lifting the automatic stay. If Phil doesn't respond to that, then they could just get a default judgment, have the automatic stay lifted, and go after the foreclosure as per normal. And then DSP would be fighting a foreclosure and a bankruptcy at the same time. Also got a little ahead of myself. There is some good news with this whole thing being forced to go over the telephone, meaning DSP has less of a reason to not show up for that phone call, because it's literally going to be a phone call. So unless he just doesn't answer his phone, there's no excuse for him to meet this. And what will also happen is all of these proceedings will be recorded and published. The timeline that I saw would be March 30th would be when the audio recordings will be available for the public to pay to download. There should also be written transcripts of it too, potentially. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but I did hear and I believe that March 30th is when we will have the audio recordings. I mentioned this on the Minecraft restream last night, and I'll mention it again. The phone number's out there. Don't call in. I'm not sure if they're going to do like a roll call or something, but we don't need people giving DSP any ammo to claim that he's a victim and then have the courts believe him when he says, oh my God, trolls fucked with my income. That's why I can't afford any of this. If anyone calls in and trolls, then they're giving DSP, credence to his fucking bullshit reasoning for why he can't afford his six-figure lifestyle. So just don't. Now, to get to the gameplay stuff, Monday night was also Minecraft, and this is where DSP last week on Sunday had a tweet from Papa Vera saying he wanted to take some time and clear the air with the audience. Now, I thought about playing the entire clip unedited, but it's DSP reading Papa Vera's response word for word, and it's from the point of view of Papa Vera addressing the chat and asking chat what they want to see out of DSP's Minecraft streams. Basically doing DSP's PR community work for him because DSP's too fucking lazy to do it. And then DSP using the reasoning of Papa Vera addressing the chat to also say, oh, I'm no longer going to do Minecraft auctions for building projects because I'm behind like 6 or 7 projects now. So now we're back to, you get to name something, you get to fund an adventure, I guess, of I'll go east for an hour and see what I run into. Still no nether adventures for DSP. DSP did also do his usual gimmick of, oh, if I get $100, I'll put the vest on. He even got tips. The top tip was from Phil's Vest Blocks Jabs Dude, but he ended way short of his $100 tips goal in order to put on the vest, so no vest was worn. Now, Phil also picked up Neo 2 day one, of course. This is an interesting month for him because there's a bunch of day one games that he's picked up for the full price of $60. Animal Crossing, Neo 2, Doom Eternal. But the dude's declaring bankruptcy but buying multiple brand new games when he doesn't have to buy brand new games. He has done so many streams, and he's still doing streams of games that are 10, 20 years old. We've got Morrowind on the schedule. He's playing Minecraft. He keeps going back to Street Fighter, which has a 30th anniversary edition, so you know how old that game is. But financial major DSP is going to continue chasing day one views on Twitch, not even on YouTube, by buying games and playing them as soon as they come out. And Neo looks like it's going about as well as you could expect. According to Actually, Phil's over-leveled, using the AI assistance, and he still has 39 deaths. Now, I haven't played Neo 2, and I never finished Neo 1, but there was another thing that was pointed out to me that Phil is using the Switchglaive, which, from my understanding, is a weapon that when you change stances, it unlocks different moves. Kind of like the trick weapons from Bloodborne would have special attacks that would change the form of the weapon in the middle of the attack. But Phil is using the Switchglaive in mid-stance and is not changing from that weapon, it seems. Nick Ricada also made a video covering the Midfirst bank moving to lift the automatic stay. It's about a 15.5-minute video. And I highly recommend checking it out. I did recommend Nick Ricada in the last video too. But he is a lawyer, and he knows legalese, and he likes to follow cases that surround, popular culture, internet celebrities, things like that. And he's been following the DSP one. So I hope he also does another video regarding the reaffirmation agreement that was just released recently too. But I highly recommend following him because he's probably going to make more videos, more streams surrounding the DSP bankruptcy. So you know how DSP had that heart-to-heart with chat, or let Papa Vera talk to chat through him? Well, Papa Vera asked, hey, what was the takeaway from that discussion? And Phil says, nobody cares but the trolls. Anybody who disagrees with what we're doing is a troll, and kind of just leaves it at that. DSP also had a 2 a.m. tweet, which would be 2 a.m. Tuesday on his day off. So staying up late after the Minecraft stream, but can't work on Minecraft after hours, of course. We have to watch DSP make concrete and melt cactus and everything else on air. But yeah, DSP just doing a random 2 a.m. Thank you guys for your help and input, when he just told Papa Vera he doesn't care about people's input because people who disagree are trolls. Now, this day off was really important because with coronavirus going around, there's a lot of people who are stocking up on necessary things. There are people who are also stocking up on kind of unnecessary things, like buying a year's worth of toilet paper. There's also a lot of hype, hysteria, and panic going around too. But a lot of grocery stores around the country getting kind of hit kind of hard, and some items are hard to find. I mean, I can't find paper towels or toilet paper still in my area. So DSP claimed that he was at the grocery store at 8 a.m. and the shelves were already empty with some things, and he couldn't find the exact ingredients for things he wanted, and he had to look for alternative sources. He couldn't even get a good toilet paper, according to him. There's no shortage of stock. It's 100% panic buying over the course of the day by idiots. Remember last week in DSP where Phil was like, hey guys, during this tough time, we should all be nice and positive to each other? Not even a week later, he's calling people idiots because they're buying the things that he wants. And that's not the only time DSP is going to contradict himself this week. He's been told by multiple sources, and I don't know what his sources are besides his piggy ops, his piggy agents, that now Warzone has solos. So now he's going to play Warzone on Wednesday nights, and he's happy that there's a battle royale that he can play again. Now, this was posted at Wednesday at 4 in the morning, so I'd have to imagine that it was probably another 2 a.m. tweet on Phil's day off, that he's got some interesting things to say on pre-stream regarding his day off, meaning regarding his grocery trips that he had to take in order to get everything that he needed, and a very intelligent observation from his wife. I love how Kat just doesn't exist to us on camera or in sound or anything anymore. She can't even tweet herself, but she tells Phil something, and Phil thinks it's so fucking prophetic, so fucking profound, that he has to share it with his fucking audience. And I can't find the clip for it, and I can't be asked to find the clip for it, and Pig Go didn't really help dig up what this revelation, this epiphany from Kat Burnell was, but according to Twitter, it was something along the lines of, all these people are buying hand sanitizer even though they're supposed to be in self-isolation. The hand sanitizer is supposed to stop you from spreading it, but if you're not seeing anyone, then you don't need it. I really want to know how Kat can look at a person and tell if they're isolating themselves or not, or putting themselves in quarantine or not. I wonder if DSP is just calling it an intelligent observation because, number one, it's kind of like praise bombing. You know, if you say something he agrees with, it's obviously intelligent. But number two, if it's just the first time Kat has fucking talked to him since what? Halloween of 2018? I guess Phil and Kat also took time on his day off to clean and sanitize his office. Remember when he said that the coronavirus was a big whoop and not worse than the flu and no one should worry about it?
When Washington was the first, same thing. Same exact thing about someone dying in Washington with the coronavirus. Yeah, big whoop. Again, more people died here from the flu than from the coronavirus. So I don't know why we're freaking out about this.
Worry about it. Not did he just clean his office, but that he went so far as to say he sanitized his office. I think he might be a little scared of this virus now all of a sudden. And I can't think of the last time. I mean, if he's announcing every time Kat fucking cleans his office, then the last time that the office was cleaned was when she first moved in of April 2018. So it's been 2 years since he's cleaned that place. But no, he can't be bothered to rearrange things so he can look at his TV head on instead of diagonally and have a bunch of wires run all over the place and have his couch be even with the wall as opposed to crooked to the wall. No, everything's got to be where it is, and we just clean around it, and that's how it'll ever be. Now, the last bit of news I'll point out is DSP got Animal Crossing, surprise, surprise. And he and Kat are playing on the same save file, which I'm not familiar with Animal Crossing, but I guess it's you all make characters on an island and they are playing the same island, even though they might have individual saves or individual inventories or something. But Phil took the time out of his stream to write a thank you note to Kat. Dear Kat, thank you for working on our island. I planted you a surprise next to your house. I love you. XOXO from Phil. Now, from what Phil revealed on the Minecraft stream the next day is that, and I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but Kat does all the fucking menial work that Phil considers boring in Animal Crossing, like getting stone, iron, wood, you know, the resource gathering stuff. And then he takes all the resources that she gathers and makes the actual shit out of it. Makes the furniture, finishes the missions, whatever. So I guess Kat is helping contribute to the streams by doing all the resource gathering shit that DSP doesn't want to do in resource gathering games. I'm surprised he doesn't open up the Minecraft server to Papa Vera to come in and organize his inventory and get him every single fucking block and, you know, millions of pieces of it so DSP can build every project under the sun, and even help start build projects for him and lay out blueprints and things like that. You know, if DSP is going to outsource the streaming job to other people, might as well go all the way in, right? And that takes us up to March 23rd will be the next week in DSP. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. I'm glad you guys really like these series, and I'm sorry to have taken such a long break. I didn't know that they were so loved and anticipated. So I'm caught up, and hopefully I'll be able to keep caught up and keep making videos for you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next stream or video.